So, hi everyone, I am Janet Imponay. We're going to tackle about the post-colonial. May barita makibaw sa mga makalanglaing agenda sa mga atong mga leaders sa una ng may aging panahon. So now, we are going to start. So, after achieving independence from the colonizers, the Philippines, under different administrations, continued to pursue programs in science and technology. Each leadership had its own science and technology agenda. However, it is important to note that some Philippine presidents posted more developments in the field than others. So now we're going to start with our former president Ferdinand Marcos, one of the presidents who ushered in advancement in science and technology. Under his term, many agencies in science and technology were established and strengthened. So, one notable agency established during Marcos' term was the Philippine Atmospheric Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration, which is the PAGASA, replacing the former Weather Bureau. So kani nga agency which is ang PAGASA maoy mo trace sa panahon kung luna by taliabot nga bagyo. Maoy mo inform sa tuwa aron kita makapangandam sa taling abot nga mga or disaster or mga anything danger sa atong palibot. Now, the second agency nga gikuha ni Marcos, which is the National Academy of Science and Technology, the NAS. This is the country's premier advisory body on science and technology to guide government and the scientific community in matters related to scientific advancement. So, his administration's focusing on science and technology was seen as crucial for nation building and progress, leading to continued development even after his rule. Next, we're going to proceed sa atong former president, si Corazon Aquino. So, in 1986, NAST, or the National Academy of Science and Technology, was renamed DOST, Department of Science and Technology. So this is to provide more central direction for science and technology activities. This was done in order for the science and technology sector to be presented in the cabinet and thus play an integral role in the country's sustainable economic recovery and growth. So the Science and Technology Master Plan penned by DOST aimed to update the production sector, improve research activities, and develop infrastructure, science and technology sector. So let's proceed to another president, our former president Fidel Valdez Ramos. So during his presidency, the Philippines had approximately 3,000 competent scientists and engineers. His first agency is the Doctor to the Barrio program, made healthcare accessible even in far-flung areas. So, si former President Fidel Valdez Ramos, iya gisayan ang iya ginabas establish ani nga program para sa mga layo nga dapit, sa mga sulunon nga dapit. Pinaagi ana nga mahimo accessible ang healthcare sa mga sulunon, sa mga rural or mga remote areas remote areas. So now let's proceed to another agency, the National Program for Gifted Filipino Children in Science and Technology. So this was created for high school students who wanted to major in science and engineering in college. So para ni sa mga high school student nga gibuhat ni nga program para ma-ready or ma-train ang mga high school student kung ganan sila ani nga major, ganan sila sa science and engineering kung mo graduate na sila sa high school. So this is the laws and statutes related to science and technology sector were mandated, such as Republic Act 7687, which is the scientist as Science and Technology Scholarship Act of 1999, the Republic Act 7459. It is focusing on this is the Inventors and Invention Incentives Act of the Philippines, and the last act is the Republic Act 9293, the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines. So let's proceed to another president, our former president Joseph M. Ejercito Estrada. So he signed and mandated Republic Act 8749, the Philippine Clean Air Act of 1999. So this act is aimed at environmental protection and modernizing the country's economy, respectively. So to address air pollution and protect health by implementing air quality standards and pollution control measures. And also the Republic Act 8792, which is the Electric Commerce Act of 2000. This aimed to legitimize and promote electronics transactions, boosting business and government boosting business and government services through the use of digital documents and online processes. So he's also responsible for implementing effective cost aggregation technologies and providing basic healthcare services for those who cannot afford. So now let's proceed to our another president, our former president Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. So during her term, science and technology sector were developed to strengthen the education system and to address poverty. So the Philippinnovation was coined to refer the Philippines as an innovation hub in Asia. She promulgated the Republic Act 9367 by a fuel act to utilize indigenous materials as a source of energy. So it aimed to reduce dependence on imported fuel. So she's focusing to support local farmers while promoting cleaner and renewable energy sources. So farmers were encouraged to use rice that can withstand environmental hazards. So this was important in our country, sama sa Pilipinas nga prone kayo sa typhoons, sa mga sa climate change and environmental challenges, and ensuring food security. So Republic Act 10,601, Agriculture and Fisheries Mechanizations, or ARCMEC law was also passed to modernize agricultural and fisheries machinery and equipment. So this sought to modernize agricultural and fisheries sectors through improved machinery, tools, and equipment. So it aimed to increase productivity, reduce manual labor, and improve competitiveness of Filipino farmers and fisher folk. So, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo's policies highlighted the role of science and technology and innovation in nation building by investing in biofuels, resilient crops, and modernized farming methods. Her administration linked education, energy, and agriculture to long-term solutions for poverty, food security, and economic growth. So let's now proceed to another president, which is our former president Benigno Simeon Aquino. So during his term, he named new national scientist, which is si Gavino C. Trono, a marine biology. So si Gavino C. Trono is the father of Capapicos farming. So he pioneered the development of seaweed farms and established them as a significant livelihood for coastal communities here in the Philippines and for the other countries. Now next nga iyang national scientist, which is si Angel C. Alcala, biological science. So Angel C. Alcala, known for his extensive research in marine protected areas, which is established a model for coastal resource management that was adopted globally. He was also recognized for his work in herpetology, discovering new species, and for pioneering artificial reef systems to enhance marine habitats. So let's proceed to another scientist, si Ramon C. Barba, horticulture. So he developed a simple method for inducing early flowering in mango plants. His invention, widely used today, revolutionized the Philippine mango industry, making the crop one of country's top export earners. Now the last one is Edgardo D. Gomez, marine biology. See, he is recognized for his contribution in marine ecosystems, coral reef ecology and conservation, establishment of giant clam stocks, and marine science capability enhancement. So, now Project Nationwide Operational Assessment of Hazard, or NOAA, was established in 2012 by the DOST, a more integrated and responsive system to deal with disasters. Now, and also Aquino initiated the K-12 curriculum, which is the STEM, where students focusing on advanced math and science concepts, problem solving, analytical thinking, and logical reasoning to prepare students to fields like engineering, architecture, and natural sciences. So let's proceed to our former President Rua Rodrigo Duterte. So at present, the science and technology sector is seen to be a priority based on the budget for research and development, which is the R&D, that grew by nearly 6 times over the same period, from 5 billion in 2010 to 20.8 billion in 2017. So grabe no ang kalahian o ang gap sa pag kay tungod man sad good gi priority ni Duterte ang kaning science and technology. Now, formulation of programs and policies that will aid in shaping the country. So the focus of DOST is to put the results of research and development into commercialization in order to gain new intellectual properties. So now, how does science and technology contribute in nation building? So, science and technology contribute to nation building by driving economic development through innovation, improving healthcare outcomes and quality of life, transforming education to be more accessible and inclusive, enhancing infrastructure for efficient and sustainable transportation, communication, and energy systems, and strengthening national defense with advanced weaponry, surveillance, and communication technologies. So ang science and technology is daghan jud siya tabang sa pag-develop here sa ato ang country. So daghan siya og ng kausaban. Naghimo siya og evolution sa ato ang karon nga panahonan. So that's all. Thank you.